Welcome back, friends. My name is Eric. This is Mellowseven Gaming. We're playing Football Manager 2019, and we are back for a very short video. Let me sit up here, so the chair doesn't squeak on us. Oh, there we go. We made one last transfer. I know I said I thought I was done, and I thought I was, but we got one offer for Nicholas Schmidt here. We paid $45,000. We could have made I could have got him probably on an end of contract deal for free. But 45,000 was a little, that's what we got it down to. Maybe it would have been more, I don't know, or a little bit less, but I was fine for 45,000. My scouts thought we could get him pretty cheap. They were saying like 40 to 80 or something like that. But again, he was out of contract. And so we made an offer on him and brought him in. And the reason we did, even though he's probably like our fourth best midfielder, or maybe our third, according to star rating, maybe third best attacking midfield, is because he is a bit of a set piece specialist. Corners of 16, free kick of 18, penalty taking of 12. He's got a composure of 12, a flair of 16, good vision, good technique, good passing. His physicals aren't spectacular, but they're reasonable. Like, we don't need him to break free, playing mid-center or wherever. And you can see they have him listed as the fourth best attacking mid-center. And if we look at midfield, maybe the third best, but kind of equal here with Sven and Banda. But none of those people bring this set piece to it. And so that's what I wanted. And this long shot of 15 with a good finishing and good composure means he's probably the best pure scorer on the team right now. And I thought that was worth $45,000. Now, he is represented by my arch nemesis, Manuel Fandel, and I had to give Fandel a way too big agent fee to get this thing done. But it was worth it, I think. Or I think it will be worth it. We'll see. It makes it for kind of crowded mid-center, attacking mid-center. But I think that's okay. It allows us to move some of the youngsters back down. I've moved Sven. I don't know if I actually moved him down or if we're just going to play him with the number twos for the rest of the time out, barring injury. But essentially, that's my plan. Now, the real reason we're back is because we beat Augsburg. And I just kind of sat there in shock and watched it happen. I didn't have any real decisions to make. I was scared to make changes at halftime. I did some subs there towards the end just to hopefully waste some time. You can see Danny Menig, again, still in good form. We played a 4-4-1-1. Our base, I considered playing the defensive one, but I wanted to see the new attacking mid-center. I wanted to see Nicholas Schmidt, so we had to run a formation to put him in. It's a rainy day. It was away in Augsburg, none of which, at one point, we had won one out of our last 5 or 6 away matches. And the rain is usually not friendly to short passing teams. So I really wasn't expecting much. But I may as well see what I see. Let's just go ahead and watch key highlights. And you'll kind of watch it as I did. There's the lineup we ran with. Pretty much the starters. We did run Banda and Rafia in the center. Rafia out to Thiessen. It's a little slower than I normally play it. Into Menig, has the step, had a spot there, and that was pretty. I'm like, okay, that was good. Menig is in good form, Thiessen's been good, fine. We might get one. And then this one, I thought we were a little bit lucky. Hinteregger got there first, but he didn't play the ball. And so Menig was able to take it, feed it in, slot it down, bottom right, past Fruchtel. And now I'm beginning to get excited. Klaassen feeds it across. It's headed back out. Rafi is there. Backs it out to Banda. Into Schmidt. Just shucks it over. Left foot. Just kind of a scooping motion more than anything past the two guys that had just kind of run past him. So we're up 3-0. Neudecker. That was our Neudecker, by the way, who was furious through most of this match. Feeds it up to Asami. Beautiful shot, but it just hits the post. Klaassen manages to clear it. Menig gets it. I think that's the end of the highlight. Yeah. Stefaniak had an off game. That was his typical cross right there, just to bounce it off the guy in front of him. Banda into Menig. Schmidt takes a step, gets just inside the box. Kind of a weak shot, but forces the goalkeeper to make a save. Pushes it wide, goes out for a corner. Cruiser, back into Schmidt. Schmidt dribbles away is for it. Feeds it into Waymans, who we've swapped in at this point for, what's his name that we just talked about his bad crossing. And that was kind of it. 4-0. Oh, they didn't show this one, did they? That's interesting. You would have thought that a goal would have made the highlights. Anyway, this was a shot that went, it was a hard shot that went off of the crossbar, or not the crossbar, the left side post, bounced back and just grazed the goalkeepers. He'd been coming back to make the save. It went off and deflected back off the back of his leg and in. So it was an own goal, but I would say it wasn't a horrible, buggy own goal. It wasn't that the goalkeeper wasn't reacting to the shot off the post. There was just nothing he could do at that point. He was moving quick. It hit, bounced, ping, bing, and was in. And 4-0 over Augsburg. As long as we're here, we may as well play a match. Let's fix this real quick. Match review. Looks good. Hit continue a couple times, and I'm not going to change anything. Sandhusen's ranked 15th, so kind of the opposite of what we just faced, and we will be at home. I don't remember if we beat Sandhusen or not the first time. Schedule. No, we lost. So hopefully this is another revenge match. Now, to be fair, Augsburg didn't have a whole lot to play for. They're so far away. I mean, mathematically, obviously, they're still not necessarily going to win it. But realistically, you know, they can cruise on through the rest of this. So we're just going to kind of hit continue here a couple times. We have a fairly small database as far as these things go. What I've been doing on this scouting, for the most part, we're just going to acknowledge here, if they're 5-star potential and they're interested, I just add them to my short list. And then when I'm ready, I can go through and look at positions I want, and I'm not having to dig for people. For the most part, they need to be younger, 23, 24, younger. The older guys, I don't even bother scouting. I just kind of acknowledge and move on. And it doesn't really matter who brings it to me. If you're a youngster with potential or a youngster that we haven't scouted before, we have no idea what the potential is, I scout you, and then we kind of play it by ear that way. Kind of look at potential versus asking price, what they think it's going to cost, and we go from there. Depending on personality, we may or may not automatically just discard somebody if they don't have a personality type I don't like. Or if they do have a personality type I don't like, then I just knock them off the list right away. And if it looks like it's going to cost millions and millions, then we kick them off too. And I've begun looking at the I look at what they're getting paid now, because if they're already making 44,000 pounds per week or euros per week, I can't do anything with it. Less, yeah. Oh, yeah. We hadn't set up individual training yet for him. More free kick taking. Gets forward whenever possible. I'm okay with that with Klaassen. 100 games. We're favorites. Yeah, the Augsburg game, I was just in shock. I just leaned back. I was like, what's going on? It was like, I don't know. It's like the Twilight Zone. You know, away in the rain against number one who's running away with it. Was something. So in this case, he has no interest, and it's going to be expensive. We're just going to pass on that, and he doesn't have a full 5-star potential. This guy's interested, again, expensive, not a full 5-star. We'll just move on. And because if you're not at least have potential to be towards the top there, there's no point in us. There's no point in pursuing us. We want to be a Bundesliga team in the next couple seasons, so there's no point in continuing to grab players that are going to be Dry League or Zwei League teams. We need to get better. We're already filled with players along those lines, so we need to get Bundesliga teams. Who do we have? Let's just do, for instance. Now, I've learned my lesson not to make these guys available forever because then I'll need them and they will have already played a game. So I just do one match at a time, even for players that I don't expect to do any of that. Sternberg, let's give him, we'll make him available for maybe 45 minutes tomorrow, coming off the injury. Claessen's played well back there, though. Our Claessen. I think that's who we have in, right? Tactics. Yeah, our Claessen back there. Yep. Look at that. We got a connection between Cruiser and Thaysen. We are running our defensive center backs right now as opposed to Gokengul. They've got Bialik up to 3.5 stars now. We try to get him up because these are our players of the future. And right now we're playing okay, so there's no need to mess with it. We're slowly getting 3-star players. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at team report, team depth chart. At the beginning of the season, we'd have one player with 3 or more stars for each of these positions. So, the fact that now we've got essentially 3 players that can play striker up here, Menig and Pastalacci are up to 3 stars now. We've got Beata and Bonda here, but we're probably going to stick with Nicola Schmidt for the time being. Bergman is still the only guy here that they like in the middle and on the right, which is interesting because I think we're getting close to having more. Thiesen's 2.5 stars. We've got a bunch of 2.5 stars in the middle. Wayman's a ways off from there at only 2 stars. And then here in the back, we've got 1, 2, 3 players that they like for 3 stars in the center. So 2 stars there. And Bergman he's an offensive player. They don't really like anybody else back there. Okay. Ture's way back, but anyway, that's what it is. So we are slowly bringing that up. The problem is when we're trying to grow with just young players, it takes years for those young players to develop. So, again, 4.5 stars potential possibly. And maybe that's close enough, but we're getting enough. So let's jump into this one. Whoops. Oh, yeah, we don't have a cap. That's fine. Hansia can take that. I think Sternberg's the captain, and he's been injured. I think Gokengul's the vice captain. Prove a point. Okay. We'll save revenge for the halftime speech if we need it. Tunnel. Tough match. Yep. Hopefully our team sees that and it helps motivate them. All right. At home. It's not raining. There's a very short intro highlight. Possession seems to be relatively even. They've had a slight advantage early. Nobody's really moved into it. They've played out from the back a little bit more than we have, which I guess says something good about us. Although we haven't had the ball back there. Maybe they're just passing it back to play their way out. This is not as an exciting game as the last one was. Maybe we'll throw out a get creative. Okay, well, we're inspired a little bit. Got a shot. Shots are pretty equal. 2 apiece with 1 on target. 3. We're on target again, although not much else. Well, it'll be a quick game. We are clearly not breaking them down as easily as we broke down Augsburg. Kind of a boring match. Yeah, disappointing. Was anybody horrible? I can't see there. Let's look at tactics. Thiessen wasn't great. Cruiser wasn't great. I mean, we got some 6.5s in there. Let's go ahead and take Banda out, and let's put in Bergman. And we'll start the second half. A little bit of a hangover from the Augsburg match, I think it's fair to say. I'm going to demand more. Oh, maybe not. Schmidt. Back to Clausen. Clausen over to Rafi, up to Bergman. Bergman just feeds it back. Nice and safe. Ramazan. Up to Raffia. Bergman again. We're slowly moving the ball forward. Schmidt got surrounded, but gets it back to Bergman. Takes a horrible pass. He wanted to go out wide right, but it's not like Avina was hiding there or anything. And Wooten gets the goal. Okay, well, my demand more is appropriate now. We're going to go attacking. Possession's been... We have the lead, or the edge on that, so we can go a little bit more aggressive. Nothing. Okay. No, we're going to do it this way. We're going to go tactics. Slide Schmidt back. We're going to put Huth in here. We're going to go to here. Confirm. Oh, wait, there we go. We'll go up to a 2-striker. We'll keep Schmidt in. We want to use his set pieces, in case we get one. But Beata feeding it to Menig is probably as good as we're going to get up front. And nothing? I mean, we got shots. I mean, it was a pretty equal game. Oh. And now I wish we had our set piece king here. Menig's going to take it, though. And we just squeak a draw out of this one. I mean, from a stat standpoint, it was pretty equal. I guess you expect that if you're the home team, an even game is one you win. But, let's not get too crazy yet. Throw in. Is that it? Blow the whistle, ref. And we escape with a draw. Yeah, I think it's fair to say there was a hangover after the Augsburg match. Yeah, it was a point. And I'm sure hold on, let's see where Sandhusen is in relation to us up on the... They were down a ways, weren't they? Yeah. What is it with problems with his lower half, right? But we're in 4th place again. In fact, we're within striking distance of St. Pauli. We're only a point back. Goal differential, we're not going to catch that. But it's possible. They don't win a lot. They draw a lot. So maybe we sneak up on them. Do we want promotion this year? Wasn't what I was expecting. I mean, I kind of was hoping to another 4th place finish, to be honest. But we'll take it. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to... I can't talk. Don't forget to subscribe. I also have the Augsburg hangover. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.